down, up, down. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Anthon here, and today we're going to continue on some more CTR Nitro Fuel for Return Position 4 with that nitrous knowledge into your mind. So now, it's time for N.Gin Labs. I knew this was coming, but I still didn't prepare. I know I usually say to stick with the OG costumes, at least for some of them, but this one I just love too much. Yes! I know I'm breaking the rules a little bit, but you'll be fine. Alright, here we go. I think it's best that I stick with the time trial route since I'm just talking about the course and nothing about the items. And considering I have the CPU set to medium, it doesn't really change anything if I like just play between here and with the CPU. Like there may be a few funny things, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm cutting something out if I'm doing this in time trial mode, but at the same time, this is the whole point of me trying to do this stuff, so please forgive me if I'm doing a little bit of a format change that may be a bit slightly uncomfortable. But that's okay, because now we're going to be finishing up with N.Gin Labs, and I'll go back to the normal format if there's enough people talking about it at the end of Oxide Station, which will be the last CTR course. But anyway, here we go. We have a turbo pad here in the very beginning that gives you normal flame, a normal turbo pad here with another normal flame, and a turbo pad over here with a blue flame. This is the fastest turbo pad, and the only reason I'm mentioning that is for a shortcut that I'll mention later. Quote unquote shortcut. Little tube section, don't hit anything while you're in there because you could still lose your reserves while in there, even if you're boosting. There's a little oil drum section coming down, make sure you stay on the sides. Over here to do some jumping when you're traveling upwards. Remember this section from for now, because we'll go back to this on the final and we're gonna have to, right? A couple of jumps and power slides here, more so jumping than anything. But it's pretty much a nice little way to like save up your reserves and everything. So yeah, let's stay focused. The tube section, if there's some items in there, they're actually pretty visible compared to some of the other areas that would have like a light red or green, like the ooze right here. It would be like light green or something that someone can hide their items in, and it can affect some people that have some trouble seeing. If you do this, you actually keep the faster turbo pad speed, because a little funny thing is that the turbo pads in this game can overwrite their speeds if they have the same flame type. Now, I'm not sure how exactly it works, but all I do know is that if you lose your reserves, for example, if you touch a turbo pad with less speed, even if it's blue flame, you end up going in that speed, even if it's a little slowly. But if you touch one higher speed, of course you'll go faster, but you're still in blue flame. Like I said, there's different degrees of speed, even with fewer levels of flame to indicate that. I kind of wish it wasn't like that, but it's whatever. It's not a big deal. Same thing with N.Gin Labs. I personally don't like it because of some personal reasons, mostly because of relic races. I won't go too into detail about that, but this course, other than that, it's actually fairly simple. There are some turns you have to make. There are some ways you have to align yourself if you have blue flame. Like, you saw me on lap 2 where I was about to fall, right here, on here. If you try to hold on to power sliding for too long, you will fall. So you will need to try practicing some hopping to reassign yourself to the center side. And other than the tube I mentioned earlier, the oil drum section, the jumping of pretty much the rest of the course, that's it. Not much to it, right? Alright, but now, the final course of CTR levels. Oxide Station, and oh my gosh, This one, I think, is a bit counterintuitive in terms of 1 per coin payout and how long the course is. But we'll get to that when we get there. But for this video, thank you guys for watching. Keep that Nitrous ready because now it is time to see how Oxide practices for these races.